Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlight of Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Alex LaPlante. Hi, Alex, how are you?
Good, Brian. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, it's great to see you. So, yeah, he's got a great business. We've been talking about Nextflo, and before we get into that, Alex, can you let people know a little bit about your background, and how did you get into this? How did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Long story short, I was doing IT in the oil field, and then a few of our guys got together, and we kind of thought that we could do some programming more efficiently, right? And so,
Uh-huh.
fast forward, I get into sales a little bit. I'm in sales in Florida, and I start to realize that in order to be um, I would argue in the 4 to 5% of top earners, you have to have a lot of systems going for you. You have to follow up with your leads. You have to create your own leads. You have to nurture your own leads, and then you also have to be closing deals, right? So
Yeah. Oh,
it
yes.
turns into a 18-hour a day thing. In reality, it doesn't have to be. So a few of us had this idea where we were able to get data from the web, right? And then we were able to turn that raw data into a consuming buyer for your business. We noticed this
Oh, wow.
first in the solar industry. And so I think we've all been here where we've spent thousands of dollars on ads and haven't really seen anything.
Uh-huh.
There's a few tips and tricks along the way that are able to be put into place into your business. That way you don't have to spend that money. Or even better, you don't have the time to look at it, right? You want things to be on autopilot. And essentially at Nextflow, we create and streamline your business for you. We scale it and we keep it on autopilot to keep you as hands off as possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so I was gonna say, can you elaborate about Nextflow? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how does it actually replace that time that people
Okay.
spend? Like I know myself, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, you meet someone, and this all takes time. You meet someone, you want to cultivate a relationship, you want to inform them about and educate them about your products and services.
Yep.
And yeah, it's very time consuming if you hire someone and they do that for you. It's also very expensive.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So how does Nextflow basically alleviate all that time and cost for someone?
Well, if you actually look at the numbers, a typical admin is working 40 hours a week, right? And we can assume that out of those 40 hours a week, probably only 31 hours are actually being dedicated to work. Now, this is just this is numbers, right? This is the reality of it. Now,
Okay.
if you didn't have to get an invoice, if you didn't have to respond to customers that are inquiring about scheduling issues, if you didn't have to follow up with those customers and schedule them, and that's automated. That's where we're seeing a lot of Nextflow actually happening. So some of the biggest case studies that we've done is it's not you know, in full transparency, like essentially we replace an admin team. That's what we do, right? Because this system works 18 hours a day, and then you delegate it to your hours of operation. So we kind of pride ourselves in being able to cut cost flow or like overhead for companies. At the same time, we encourage people to learn how to utilize it and learn how to automate it themselves. Um, Essentially for Brian, I would say, hey, Brian, tell your daughter this is exactly how it works, and then this is how she's going to manage it, right? And if you're able to do that, but then cut three different ties, you're creating more revenue for yourself. Um,
Uh-huh.
it,
So
it,
you actually train people too? I mean, you don't just take over and run the
I would
automation.
love to just take over and run it, Brian, but I would
Uh-huh.
rather teach somebody to learn how to do it themselves.
Oh,
That's
nice.
that's where we kind of differ. We definitely have people in the industry that are more than capable to integrate into your business. stay with you for 1 to 2 weeks, and then really dial in the specific triggers and automations and things that really we just see that specific industry need, right? So take for instance roofing or med spas, or if you're a nurse or a clinical nurse practitioner, right, for family medicine, there's,
Oh,
excuse me, all these different things and different algorithms that you can use to help trigger new leads, nurture those leads, and then really keep them coming back, right? Because nobody wants to do business just one time. You want business to keep occurring. You want them to be a lifetime client, not
uh-huh.
just a one time and done. And that's really what we're trying to set out to do.
So I mean, can you also apply this system to people that you meet online? You
Yeah,
know what I
most
mean? Like,
yeah. And it really just depends on like what, like if you can, I always ask people, you know, it's funny because you're like, hey, well, do you, if you could do more work and if you could handle more work, would you want it? And the reality is some people just say no, and that's fine, right? That's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, so you don't want
uh-huh.
more work, but you want to be more efficient at the work you're already doing. And so that's kind of there's different ways around this. But what only 45% of small business owners are actually using any sort of automation whatsoever. And I'm not talking about your, you booked an appointment, thank you for responding to this appointment, we'll see you at 1 p.m. That's not
Yeah.
it. Okay, like that was 15 years ago. We're talking about having full-blown conversations with them utilizing AI. We're talking about targeting your client base with AI, with super data that is enriched and that literally has 65 points of data that it filters through in order to get you into in front of your buying customer. And then once we get you there, we nurture your lead until they convert.
Okay. Yeah. How does this like? I know a lot of these marketing programs,
Yeah,
they can be rather pricey. You know what I mean? Do you charge like on a monthly fee, or is it like, well, how do you guys do you sell a package?
we definitely,
Um,
it depends, right? Because there's a package for sometimes full scale services, right? So if you want to, this is a great example, 360 Builders Inc. Okay, so this gentleman had a broken lead system, he had a broken sales system, he had a broken KPI system for his own business, right? So
oh
if we needed
wow,
to go, but the thing is, this kid was still making $2.1 million year over year. So at his height, yeah, at his height, he was able to clear five, but he was also spending $30,000 a month in marketing. So I'm
wow.
like, hey, sir, there's a lot of different things that you can be doing differently here. While marketing is great, and if you do have the buying power for it, yeah, most certainly it's going to give you results for sure. But those are, you don't want instant results, right? So typically, typically we see within a week what's really wrong, right? And everybody tells you like 30 to 60 days, right? If they tell you 30 to 60 days, run. If they tell you 90 days, you should run even further. Like you have enough information where you're able to know what that business needs. Now, for his specific case, yes, he opted into a startup fee and a subscription, right? Because he wanted to be hands off with it. If you wanted to learn yourself and you wanted to be taught the CRM or me teach another individual to do the CRM, then that price drastically goes lower and you have a full-fledged, essentially 8-person system underneath one. And that's kind of what AI
Okay.
does. That's what Nextflow does.
Oh, I see. I see. Boy, that's pretty cool. Alex, can you let people know that are listening what's the easiest way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, easiest way would probably to reach out to me personally, you know, my phone number 480-267-0616. If you wanted to go to nextflow.ai, it's our website. It's being remodeled, bear with us. We actually are redoing the complete platform. That way it's a little bit more easier to navigate and more information's on there for you guys. Where we will do demos and stuff, and it's yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, that is. I'm telling you, yeah, can't believe, AI has become so popular. Let me ask you, ideal customer. I know there's a lot of businesses out there that are, mom and pop size,
Yeah.
they're smaller business owners. Could they afford something like this? Would it benefit them as opposed to a huge corporation?
Yeah. So small mom and pop businesses, whether that's just your invoices, whether that's handling the phone, did you know, Brian, how often do you answer your phone? Let me ask you a question.
Well, I answer it all the time. You know what
Okay.
I mean? But
You're a small
it's
business?
becoming it's becoming very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
60% of small business owners don't answer their phone because they're either with the customer or they're helping someone else. So
Uh-huh.
if you're a small mom and pop shop, most certainly. If you don't want to answer your phone, got it. If you don't want to respond to inquiries, got it. If you want somebody scheduled on your calendar, handled. It really just depends on the scope of what you're doing, and obviously everything is charged. It's not just one set and go, right? So like we clearly know it's really more so based off of the revenue of the business than actual how large your business is. So there's always a fine happy medium, excuse me, for any customer base.
Oh, okay. So again, keep that in mind for those that are running a smaller business, that he could help you, and yeah, alleviate a lot of time and expense. I know yeah, this is an exciting time. Again, like I said, for AI, what's in store for the next like 12 months for your company?
Realistically, we would probably end up placing setters and closers inside of businesses.
Oh,
I think a little fun fact. Brian, have you ever been in sales?
uh, years ago, years
Okay.
ago. Yeah.
Once you reach a certain threshold, you kind of know it doesn't really matter what you're selling, right? It could be anything. So
Uh-huh.
what we've done is we've gotten essentially the top 1% in our industry, and we're on the verge of placing them into businesses to lift them off the ground. That's what
Oh,
I think that's the direction I want to head towards. It's more of a consulting agency than anything.
uh-huh.
Um, but we'll put the people in front of you. We'll get the data, your leads, and then we'll put closers and setters into your appointments, or excuse me, into your businesses, and we will drive you revenue. We just want to scale and we want to grow people.
Very cool. Very cool. No, so just in closing again, can you let people know what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, it's either alex at nextflow.ai or email, or excuse me, text message at 480-267-0616.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. And you can do do you do a free consultation over the
Yeah.
phone or do you meet with them in person or?
It really just depends. If you're in the Phoenix area, this is where I kind of wanted to drive the stake in the ground. I wanted to put the flag up here. So I
Yeah.
was speaking to you earlier about it. I think it's incredible to actually like put a face to a location. It's tangible. I would love to meet with small business owners in town. If you're on the West Coast, or excuse me, East Coast, then yeah, we obviously Zoom. Or if it requires, like for South Dakota, I go out and fly out to South Dakota and we do whatever we have to do and to make it work.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Alex, thank you again for being on here. And again, for our viewers, give them a call, 480-267-0616. Thank you. Thanks.